Hello everybody. In this video we will be solving a few problems based on this formula from application of derivatives. Let's begin with our first question. So we need to find the approximate value of root over 8.95. It is very clear that we will take our f of x as root x and we will say let a be equal to 9. We are taking a as 9 because a needs to be taken as a number whose exact value is known to us. So we know the exact value of root 9 and that is why it's advisable to take a as 9. And if a is being taken as 9, then how will you get 8.95? You will get it if you take h as minus 0.05. Okay, so f of a plus h, that's the formula. F of a plus h is f of a plus h into f dash a. So we have f of a plus h, a plus h, that will be 9 minus 0.05. So we will have f of 8.95. That should be equal to f of a, that is f of 9. F of 9, that will be f of x was root x, right? So f of 9 will be root 9 and that will be equal to 3. So we have 3 plus h, which is minus 0.05 into f dash a. So when you go for f dash x, that's the derivative of root x, that will be 1 upon 2 root x. So this will get multiplied with f dash a, that is f dash 9, and f dash 9 is going to be 2 root 9 in the denominator, that is 2 into 3, which is 6 in the denominator. So we have 3 plus minus 0.05 into 1 upon 6, and that is going to give us f of 8.95. f of 8.95 will be root over 8.95. So this is going to be 3 minus 0.05 divided by 6, right? So that will be 0.0083 recurring. So 3 just keeps on recurring after this. Let's approximate it to 0.0083 and the value here becomes 2.9917. So the approximate value of root 8.95 is going to be this. Like I said, it's only an approximate value because the formula that we are taking here is a truncated formula. The formula, if you continue it even beyond this, the formula is plus h square upon 2 factorial into f double dash a plus h cube upon 3 factorial into f triple dash a, that's the triple derivative of f of x at x equal to a, and this formula keeps on continuing up till infinity. In all these questions, the value of h is going to be very small, and that is why the terms which come from here onwards in the sequence are so small that they can be neglected, which is why we are neglecting all these terms and considering the formula only and only up to this point. So that is how we are getting our answers as an approximate value, and because like I said h is very small, the error in our answers will also be very small. With that, we go ahead with the second question. We need the cube root of 28, and which is why we will take f of x as cube root of x. We can write that as x power 1 by 3. So we will take a as 27 because the cube root of 27 is precisely known to us, and h in that case will be equal to 1. So f of a plus h, that should be f of a plus h into f dash a. Let's put in all our numbers. A plus h, that will be 27 plus 1, which is 28, and f of 28, f of x was x power 1 by 3. So f of 28 will be 28 power 1 by 3. That will be f of a, which means it is f of 27. F of 27 will be 27 power 1 by 3, which is equal to 3, plus h, which is equal to 1, into f dash a. So if I go for f dash x, this is going to be 1 by 3 into x power minus 2 by 3. So f dash a, that will be f dash 9, that is 1 by 3, 9 power minus 2 by 3. So into 1 by 3, 9 power minus 2 by 3. So I'm so sorry, it's not 9 power minus 2 by 3. A was 27, right? Yeah. So if a is 27, f dash 27, that will be f dash 27. So that is 1 by 3, 27 power minus 2 by 3. So into 1 by 3 into 27 power minus 2 by 3. So 27 power 1 by 3, that's going to be 3. And 3 power minus 2, that's going to be 1 upon 9. So we have our final answer, that is cube root of 28 as 3 plus 1 upon 27. So 3 plus 1 upon 27. To evaluate that, we need to first evaluate 1 upon 27, and we can do that by actual division. Let's say 100 upon 27, and that will be 3. So 27 3s are 81. Subtract that, so you get 19. Then you have a point. 190. 27 into 5, that will be 135. Into 6, that will be 162. And into 7, that will be 189. Almost 190. So 3.7, and subtracting 189 out of it, we are left with 1. So 100 upon 27 is approximately 3.7. So 1 upon 27 will be 3.7 divided by 100, that is 0.037. So we have 3 plus, like I said, 0.037, that's the value of 1 upon 27. And this gives 3.037 as the approximate value of 28 power 1 by 3. So the cube root of 28 is approximately 3.037. So we need the fifth root of 31.98. It's very clear, we are taking f of x as fifth root of x, that is x power 1 by 5. Let's evaluate f dash x here itself. So that will be 1 by 5 into x power minus 4 by 5. Let a be equal to a number whose value will be known to us, which is 32. The fifth root of 32 will be 2, and we will take h as minus 0.02. So we have f of a plus h. A plus h, that will be 31.98. That should be f of a, that is f of 32, plus h, which is minus 0.02 into f dash of 32. So f of 32, that's going to be, f of 32 is 32 power 1 by 5, which is 2, minus 0.02 multiplied by f dash 32. So f dash 32 is 1 by 5, 32 power minus 4 by 5. 32 power 1 by 5, that will be 2, and 2 power minus 4 will be 1 upon 16. That 1 upon 16 into 5 in the denominator, that will give us into 1 upon 80. And yeah, that's the value of f of 31.98, and f of 31.98, that is 31.98 power 1 by 5. So finally we have the fifth root of 31.98 as 2 minus 0.02 upon 80, right? So I can write that as 0.02 upon 80. That's giving me a better look. Remove this 0 and this becomes 0.002. This becomes 0.001 and this becomes 4 in the denominator. Divide that further, so we have 0.00025, and yeah, subtract the two numbers, so we have 1.99975, and yeah, that's the approximate value for the fifth root of 31.98. Going ahead with the fourth question, we have the fourth power of 3.97. So here it's very clear, we take f of x as x power 4. And f dash x, that's going to be 4x cube. So we take a as 4, because 4 is the nearest number we know, and 4 power 4 can be easily calculated. And we will say h, let that be minus 0.03. So f of a plus h, that will be f of 4 minus 0.03, that is f of 3.97. That should be equal to f of 4 plus h, which is minus 0.03, into f dash a, that is f dash 4. So f of 4, that will be 4 power 4. 4 power 4 is like 4 square into 4 square, that's 16 square, which is 256, minus 0.03 multiplied by 4 into, okay, f dash 4. So f dash 4, that will be 4 into 4 cube, that is 4 power 4 only. So 4 power 4 will again be 256. So we have f of 3.97, that is 3.97 power 4. Approximately as 256 minus 0.03 into 256. If I take a 256 common, then inside the bracket I will be left with 1 minus 0.03, and this will be 0.97. Okay. So all we need to do in this is that multiply the two numbers. Just don't make any mistake while multiplying them. And if you have to take the longer method, the longer route to multiply the two numbers, take it. That's not a problem. 7 into 6, 42. So 2 carry 4, 9 carry 3, and we have 17. Then we have a 4 carry 5, 9 into 5, 45, plus 5, 0 carry 5, and we have a 23. So we have 2, 3 carry 1, so 8, 4 and 2. So we have 248.32 as the final value for, the final approximate value for 3.97 the whole power 4. Moving on with the next one, that is the fifth question. Here it's very clear, we take f of x as x cube and f dash x is going to be 3x square. Again it's very clear, let a be 4 and this time h will be taken as plus 0.01. So f of a plus h, that is f of 4 plus 0.01, that will be f of 4.01. That will be f of a, that is f of 4 plus h, which is 0.01 into f dash a, that is f dash 4. So f of 4.01, that will be 4.01 cube. This should be equal to f of 4, that is f of 4 will be 4 cube, which is 64 plus 0.01 multiplied by f dash 4. So f dash 4, that will be 3 into 4 square, that is 3 into 16, which is equal to 48. So we have 64 plus 0.48, that is 64.48 as the approximate value of 4.01 the whole cube. Okay, so that's how we are answering this fifth question, and with that we go ahead with the second main question, where we are finding the approximate values of some trigonometric terms. So if you check the first question, they are asking you the value for sine 61. So it's very clear that we take f of x as sine x. It's equally clear that f dash x will be equal to cos x. So let a be equal to 60 degrees and h be equal to 1 degree, because we are finding the sine of 61 degrees. And finally we go for f of a plus h. So f of a plus h, that will be 60 plus 1, which is 61 degrees. That will be f of a, that is f of 60 degrees, plus h, which is 1 degree, into f dash a, that is f dash of 60. And when we try to evaluate the full thing, we have f of 61, that will be sine 61. That should be equal to f of 60 degrees. That will be sine of 60 degrees, and sine of 60 degrees is root 3 by 2. They have given us the value for root 3, which is 1.732. So I'll put that as 1.732. And when I divide this by 2, we get 0.866. To it, we are going to add 1 degree. But we can't use the value of 1 degree the way it is. We need to convert that to radians. And 1 radian is 0.0174 is what they have said, into f dash of 60. So f dash of 60, that will be cos 60, which is equal to half. So when we multiply that with half, it's basically this number divided by 2. Okay, it was 0.0174. 0174 is what they have given. Okay, so sine 61 is approximately 0.866 plus 0.0087. Yeah, so this should be equal to 0. So we have the last digit should be 7. 6 and 8 make it 4, carry 1. So we have a 7 here. And 0.8747 is the approximate value of sine 61 degrees. Yeah, so that's how we are answering the first question. We go ahead with the second one now. So here we say again, let f of x be equal to sine x. So it's clear that f dash x will be equal to cos x. Let a be equal to 29 degrees 30 minutes, right? So it's clear that a will be 30 degrees and h will be equal to half a degree. That is, you can call it 30 minutes, call it whatever you want, but anyway, when you take it as 30 minutes or half a degree, you are ultimately going to use the value as 0.0175 divided by 2, because you can't use the actual degree value in your calculations. Now f of a plus h, that will be 30. Okay, h should have been taken as actually minus half. So f of a plus h, that will be f of 30 minus half, which is 29. Let's write it as 29.5 degrees. And that should be equal to f of a, which is f of 30 degrees, plus h, which is minus half degree, but we will write it as minus half of this. So minus 0.0175 the whole divided by 2 into f dash 30, that is f dash a. So if we try to calculate that, we have f of 29.5 degrees, that is sine of 29.5 degrees. Okay, I should have shown that here. F of 29.5, so f of 29.5 is sine 29.5 degrees. That should be equal to sine 30, and sine 30 will be half, which is 0.5. From that we are subtracting 0.0175 divided by 2, that is 0.00875 into f dash 30. So f dash 30, that will be cos 30, which is root 3 by 2. So root 3 by 2, root 3 is 1.732 by 2, that will be into 0.866. Okay, again, these are going to be huge numbers for us to calculate, but let's go ahead with that. So we have 866 and 875. I think I'll need more space for that. 866 and 875. Okay, so 5 into 6 is 30, 0 carry 3, 33 carry a 3, 5 into 8 40, and I have 43. Then I have 7 into 6, which is 42, so 2 carry 4, 7 into 6, which is 46, and 4, 6 carry 4 here, 7 into 8, that is 56, and 4 making it 60, so I have a 60 here. Let's rub out this much part. Then we have 8 into 6, which is going to be 48, carry 4. 8 into 6, 48 plus 4 giving you 52. So 2 carry 5 here and a 69 here. So 0, 5, 7 carry 1, 7 here, and a 5 here with a 1 here, so 7 here. So this is 0.5 minus, be careful while calculating the decimals. So these are 5 places here and 3 places here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I need to calculate that again. So it's been 5 and a total of 8 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the decimal goes here. So we have 0.0075. Okay, so 0.5 minus 0.00. I'll take that approximately as 0.6. So we have 0.4924 as the approximate value of sine 29.5 degrees. Okay, so yeah, that was a calculation, very long, but you need to be prepared with sums like this, because yeah, these are helpful not only for your board exams, but equally helpful for JEE Mains, MHT, CET, because every time you need to calculate values like sine of 28 degrees or 32 degrees or 31 degrees, if at all they appear, these are the kind of questions whose practice is going to help you at such times when you require the values of such weird looking angles. Let's go ahead with the third one. Cos of 60 degrees 30 minutes. So it's clear that we are taking f of x as cos x. It means that f dash x will be equal to minus sin x. And now we have a as 60 degrees and h 60 degree 30 minutes, right? So 30 minutes is like half a degree. So we take h as 0.5 degrees, and f of a plus h, that will be f of 60 plus 0.5, that will be f of 60.5 degrees. This will be f of a, that is f of 60, plus h, which is 0.5 degrees, and we are going to write it as half of 1 degree, which is 0.0175 radians divided by 2. So that's h into f dash a, that is f dash 60, that will be minus of sine 60, that is minus root 3 by 2. This is going to be minus 0.866. And this again is going to be the same number, which is 0.00, 875 into this. Okay, so f of 60, that will be cos 60, which is equal to 0.5. So we have a 0.5 again, and it's actually the same very number, because if you realize, then these two are complementary angles, so their values were anyway going to be the same. So yeah, the same numbers again. So we have 0.4924 as the approximate value here as well. Yeah, so with that we go ahead with the next one. Tan 45 degree and 40 minutes. So let f of x be equal to tan x, and f dash x will be equal to sec square x, and let a be equal to 45 degrees and h be equal to 40 minutes. So 40 minutes, and that's going to be 40 upon 60, which is 2 by 3 degrees, and 2 by 3 degrees we will not use this value, but we will rather use the value of h as 2 by 3 into 0.0175, or the one that is given here. Anyway, both of them are the same. So we are at the fourth question. Okay, just in case if you just got confused, we are at the fourth question. 1 degree is 0.0175 radians, so we will be using h as 2 by 3 degrees and converting it to radians, so into 0.0175. Let's continue with f of a plus h, that will be 45 degrees and 40 minutes. That should be equal to f of 45 degrees plus h, which is this number. Does this get divided by 3? No, it doesn't. So let's approximately divide that by 3, or let's first multiply that with 2. And 175 into 2, that's going to give us what? It's 350. So we have a 35 here when this 2 gets multiplied with that number. And 0.035 upon 3, that's going to be 0.0167. So let's take it approximately as 7. And I'll take it as 67. And I'll multiply that with, so this is h into f dash a, that is f dash 45. Let's continue with the numbers. So f of 45, that's going to be tan 45, which is equal to 1. So f of 45 degrees 40 minutes, that's tan of 45 degrees 40 minutes. That will be f of 45, which is tan 45, that is 1. Plus we have 0.01167 multiplied by f dash 45. F dash 45 will be sec square 45, which will be equal to 2. So when I multiply that with 2, I have 60. Okay, let's do that step by step. So 2 into 7, that will be 4, carry 1. Then we have a 3, carry 1. So we have a 3 here and a 2 here, and we have 0.0. Okay, so the final answer is 1.02334. And yeah, that's the approximate value of tan 45 degrees 40 minutes. Let's continue with the third question. Find the approximate value of tan inverse 0.999. It's very clear that f of x over here will be tan inverse x. And we will say let a be equal to 1 and h be equal to minus 0.001. So f of a plus h, that is f of 1, plus minus 0.001, that is f of 0.999. That should be equal to f of a, that is f of 1, plus h, which is minus 0.001 into f dash 1. F of 0.999 is tan inverse of 0.999. That should be equal to f of 1. F of 1 is tan inverse 1, that will be pi by 4. Minus 0.001 multiplied by f dash 1. So f dash x, that's going to be 1 upon 1 plus x square. And f dash 1, that's going to be 1 upon 1 plus 1, which is 1 upon 2. So when you divide the two numbers, you get 0.001 divided by 2. So that's 0.0005 and pi by 4. Let's take pi as 3.142. So this gives us 0.7. Then there's a 34. So that will be 8. And then there's a 22. So there will be a 5. And then there's a 20. So 7855 minus 0.0005. So tan inverse 0.999. The approximate value for it is 0.7850. Yeah, so that's how we are answering this question, and similarly we will answer the next question. Cot inverse of 0.999. So same thing, you take f of x as cot inverse x, and f dash x is going to be minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. You take a again as 1 and h again as minus 0.001. So this time you have f of a plus h, that is f of 0.999. That will be f of a, which is f of 1, plus h, which is minus 0.001 into f dash 1. So we have f of 1, that will be cot inverse 1, which is equal to pi by 4. Pi we were taking it as 3.142, and when you divide that by 4, you get 0.7855. Plus we have minus 0.001 into f dash 1. So f dash 1 is going to be minus 1 upon 2. Minus into minus gets cancelled, and you are left with 0.7855 plus 0.0005. So when you add up the two numbers, you get 0.7860. And yeah, that's the approx 7860. And yeah, that's the approximate value of f of 0.999, which is cot inverse 0.999. Yeah, with that we can go ahead with the next question. Tan inverse of 1.001. So you take f of x again as tan inverse x, and f dash x, that will be 1 upon 1 plus x square you take a as 1 and h this time will be not minus but 0.001 plus 0.001. So f of a plus h, that will be 1.001. That should be f of a, which is f of 0.1 plus h into f dash a. So f of 1, that's tan inverse 1, which will be pi by 4, and we just saw that it is 0.7855 plus we have 0.001 into f dash 1 is going to be equal to 1 by 2, so that makes it 0.001 into 1 by 2, which is 0.0005. So this becomes 0.7860, which is the approximate value of f of 1.001, that is tan inverse of 1.001. Yeah, and we just saw that it is approximately equal to 0.7860, and yeah, that's how we are solving these three questions. We continue with the fourth one. You need an approximate value for e power 0.995. So e power 1, we know that this is approximately 2.71828. I know it's a big number that I've taken, but let's work with this value for now. It's very clear that for the first question we are taking our f of x as e power x, and f dash x will also be equal to e power x only. So we take a as 1 and we take h as, it's 0.995, right? So we take h as minus 0.005, f of a plus h, that will be f of 0.995. This should be equal to f of 1 plus h, which is minus 0.005, into f dash a, that is f dash 1. So f of 1, that f of 1 will be e power 1, which is 2.71828 minus 0.005 into f dash 1, and that is also going to be e power 1, so into 2.71828, and the final answer is 2.71828 minus, okay, so it's like I'm taking out this term common from the two terms I have here, so 2.71828 coming out common, so this has to be multiplied with 1 minus 0.005, that is 0.995, and yeah, this is the value of f of 0.995, which is e power 0.995. Now multiplying these two numbers is going to be a long process because I've taken too many numbers. Let's approximate this to 2.72, and yeah, let's work with this. So 2.72 into, let's go for 995 for now, and we will go by the longer process. So 5 into 2, 10, carry 1, 6 carry 3 and a 13 here, 9 into 2, 18, carry 1, 63 and 164, carry 6 and a 24 here, 9 into 2, okay, so it's going to be the same numbers again, so 2, 4, 4, 8 again, so we have a 0 here, then a 4 here, carry 1, so we have 8 and 8, 16, I'll write down the numbers, I'll have to rub this out, okay, so 0, 4 carry 1, then we have 6 carry 1, and we have a 0 carry 1, so we have 7 and a 2 here, so the approximate value becomes 2.7064, yeah, and that's the approximate value for e power 0.995. Okay, so like I've said in one of the previous questions also, make sure to see that your numbers are getting multiplied in a proper way, because that's the only place where you can go wrong. The formula is too simple anyway. Again, we take our f of x as e power x, and this itself is our f dash x. So we take our a in the second question as 2, and we take h as 0.1. So f of a plus h, which is f of 2 plus 0.1, that will be f of 2.1. This should be equal to f of a, which is f of 2, plus h, that is 0.1, into f dash a, that is f dash 2. F of 2.1, that will be e power 2.1. This should be f of 2, that is f of 2 will be e power 2, but e power 2 is already 7.389 plus 0.1 multiplied by f dash 2. So f dash 2, that's going to be e power 2 again, which is 7.389. So all we have to do is 7.389 plus 0.7389. Let's add them up. So we have a 0 and 9 getting added. The last digit is 9. Then we have 8 and then we have 9 and 8 getting added. So that's 7 carry 1. So we have 9 and 3 getting added, which is 12. So 2 carry 1, Then we have 3 and 7, which is 10, and 1, which is 11, so 1, and carry a 1 again, so we have 8 over here. So 8.1279 is the approximate value of e power 2.1. Yeah, that's how we are answering this question, and with that we go ahead with the third one. This time we take f of x as 3 power x, and f dash x this time becomes 3 power x log 3. And they've also given us the value for log 3, so computing this I think should not be a tough task unless the multiplication is complicated. So okay, we take a as 2 and h as 0.01. So we have f of a plus h, that is f of 2.01, that will be f of a, which is f of 2, plus h, which is 0.01, into f dash a, that is f dash 2. Okay, f of 2.01, that will be 3 power 2.01, equal to f of 2, that is f of 2, that will be 3 power 2, which is 9, plus 0.01 into f dash 2. So f dash 2 is 3 power 2, which is 9 log 3. So 9 into log 3, that is 1.0986. Okay, so let's evaluate this. We have 9 plus 9 into the number here. So 9 into 6, that's 54, carry 5. 9 into 8, 72, plus 5, 77, carry 7. 9 into 9, 81, and 7 is going to be 88, and we have 9.8874 into 0.01. That will make it 0.09 right here. And finally, the approximate value of 3 power 2.01 is 9.098874. Yeah, that's how we are answering the third part of the fourth question. We continue with the fifth one, and these are last 3 questions in this video. So we need the approximate value of log 101 to the base e. Given that log 10 to the base e is 2.3026. So that's clear. F of x will be log x. And f dash x is going to be equal to 1 upon x. The value of a very clearly is going to be 100, and h will be equal to 1. So f of a plus h, that is f of 101, that will be f of a, which is f of 100. H, that is 1 into f dash 100. F of 100, that's going to be log of 100. We can write log of 100 as log of 10 square. And that square can be taken out here, and we have 2 times log 10. Of course, we are not writing anything in the base, so it is to be assumed that the base out here is e, plus 1 into f dash 100. F dash 100 will be 1 upon 100. So 1 into 1 upon 100, that is 0.01. 2 log 10, so 2 times this number, that should be 4.6052 plus 0.01. So we have 4.6152 as the approximate value of f of 101, and f of 101, that will be log of 101, of course, to the base e, because we did not mention the base, right? So the base here was e. So yeah, here's the approximate value for log of 101, and that's the answer to your first question. Going on with the second one. So in the second one, what we have is again f of x being taken as log x, and f dash x, that should be 1 upon x. We take a as 9 and we take h as 0.01, and we have f of a plus h, that is f of 9.01, that should be equal to f of 9 plus h, which is 0.01 into f dash 9. F of 9.01, that will be log of 9.01, or you can show it from here. F of 9.01 is log of 9.01. That should be f of 9. So f of 9 is going to be log 9. And log 9, we prefer to write that as log 9 as log of 3 square. That 2 comes out, and we have 2 log 3. Log 3 is 1.0986. So let's write log 3 as 1.0986 plus we have 0.01 into f dash 9. F dash 9, that will be 1 upon 9. So we have 0.01 divided by 9. Let's try to evaluate this. 2 into 6, that should be 12, carry 1. 2 into 8 is 16 and 1, 17, carry 1. 2 into 9 is 18 and 1, giving you a 19.1 So we have 2.1972 as the value for the first term, plus we have 0.00, and a 1 will keep recurring. So I'll take two ones in this number, and I'll chop off the remaining numbers which are there with me. So the approximate value for log of 9.01 is the addition of these numbers. That will be 2.1983. Yeah, that's how we are answering the second question, and with that we go ahead with the third one. Be a bit careful here because you're given log of something to the base 10. So we take f of x as log of x to the base 10. Now while taking a derivative, be careful, okay? It's not a simple 1 upon x. Think of f of x as log x upon log 10. So this log 10 comes out while you're taking a derivative, and the derivative of log x will be 1 upon x. So the derivative here will be 1 upon x log 10. Okay, so now we are taking a as 1000 because log 1000 to the base 10, the value is going to be equal to 3, and we take h as 16. We continue with f of a plus h. F of a plus h will be 1016. That will be f of a, that is f of 1000 plus h, which is 16, into f dash a, which is f dash 1000. So f of 1016 is log of 1016 to the base 10. F of 1000, that will be log 1000 to the base 10, which is equal to 3, plus 16 into f dash of 1000, that will be f dash 1000. So that is 1 upon 1000 into log 10. Okay, so that's log 10 to the base e, and we are given the value for log of e to the base 10. So log 10 to the base e, we can write that as log 10 upon log e. That log e, we can take that in the numerator. So we have log e, and log e upon log 10, we can think of it as log of e to the base 10. And log of e to the base 10, we are given the value for it. It is 0.4343. Okay, so log of 1016 to the base 10, this will be 3 plus, multiply this with 16, so you have 0.4343, multiply that with 16, so 16 into 3, that's 48, carry 4, 16 into 4 is 64, plus 4 giving you 68, carry 6, 16 into 3, that's 48, and 6 giving you 54, carry 5, and 16 into 4 is 64, plus 5 giving you a 16.9, and the decimal is going to come after 4 places, so that's 6.9448, and that thing has to be divided by 1000. So we have 0.0069448. Yeah, so that's the value for this entire term. You add it to 3, and the approximate value of log 1016 to the base 10 is 3.0069448. Yeah, so with that we are answering the third question of the fifth part. Let's continue with number 6, and yeah, so here we have find the approximate value of the given function at x equal to 1.99. So we are taking a as 2 and we are taking h as minus 0.01. So we have f of a plus h, that is f of 1.99, that should be equal to f of 2 plus h, which is minus 0.01 into f dash 2. So f of 2, that will be 2 cube, which is 8, 8 minus 6, that is 2, plus 5, which will be 7, minus we have 0.01 into f dash 2. So find f dash x and put x as 2. So 3x square, that will make it 3 into 2 square, that's 3 into 4, which is 12. 12 minus 3, and that should be 9. So f dash 2 will be equal to 9. So the approximate value of f of 1.99, that should be 7 minus 0.09, which is 6.91. And yeah, with that we can go ahead with the second question. It's a similar one. So you take x as, it would be more appropriate to take 1.1 and h as 0.02, because if we take x as 1 and h as 0.12, then the errors are going to be much bigger, and calculating 1.1 cube is not going to be a tough job for us. So let's go ahead with x as 1.1 and h as 0.2. So f of, okay, not x, a, that's the terminology we have been using. So f of a plus h, that will be 1.12, that should be equal to f of 1.1 plus h, which is 0.02 into f dash 1.1. Okay, so f of 1.1, that starts with 1.1 cube, and I'll have to calculate that. 1.1 square is 1.21 and 1.1 cube. So 11 into 1 is 11, carry 1. 11 into 2 is 22, plus 1, 23, so carry a 2. And yeah, this is going to be 1331, and the decimal comes after 3 places, so 1.331 plus 5 into x square, that is 5 into 1.21. 5 into 1.21, that's going to be what, 6.05. Let me check that once. So 1.21 into 5, so that's 1.2 into 5, which is 6, and 0.01, and yeah, so 6.05 minus 7x, that is minus 7.7 plus 10, and that's the entire value for f of 1.1. To it we are going to add 0.02 into f dash 1, I mean f dash 1.1. So take a derivative and put x as 1.1. So we have 3 into x square, that is 3 into 1.21. 1.21 into 3, and that's going to be 3.63. To it we are adding 10x. So 10x, that would be 11 and minus 7. Yeah. So we have 1 and 6 making it 7. 7 minus 7 making it 0, and then we have a 10. So we have 10 plus 0.3 minus 0.7, that's minus 0.4, plus we have 0.03 and 0.05, so that's 0.08 and 1. So 0.081 is what we have, and we have to now go for 10 minus 0.4, that is going to be 9.6, and plus 0.081, that's making it 9.681. Okay, so plus we have 0.02 into the full thing here. 11 minus 7, that's making it 4, and 4 plus 3.63, that's making it 7.63. We need to multiply that with 2, so we got 6. Then we have 7.6 into 2, right? So that's what, 152. Yeah, that's 152, and the decimal comes after 2 places and after 2 more places, so it's 0.1526. Okay, so now we add the two numbers. So if I consider it a 0 here, it's a 0 and 6 getting added, so we have a 6. 1 and 2 getting added, it's a 3. 8 and 5 making it 13, carry 1. 6 and 1 making it 7, and a 1 making it 8, and 9.8336. Yeah, so that's f of 1.12, the approximate value for that. I mean, the approximate value of f of 1.12 is 9.8336. And yeah, with that we are done with whatever I wanted to cover in this video. I hope that the contents have been someplace somewhere helpful to you in your preparations. Do check out other videos in this playlist. Thank you for watching.